No moi, it is Joinen, and I don't know if you've heard the news, but Let's Plays are dead. So, welcome back to episode... Oh no, I shouldn't have done this. I should not have done this. Episode 12 of my Let's Play. Hey, if you're new here, you don't have to have seen the other episodes. Don't worry, it's casual vibes. It's not that oh, just in time. He was trying to come in. That door system is shocking. All right, we've got a lot to cover today. There's so much to go over. I want to talk about Let's Plays being dead because it's something that we have touched on, but there's been a lot of discourse around it recently. And I want to talk about what happened in the last episode. And some other things as well that aren't coming to mind, so I don't know if I'll end up talking about them. I'll try. Where's my food? Oh, my bread. My bread. It's there. I still have not fixed my mouse. What? What just happened? Oh, I got in this chair. Did I break something? Was there a torch here or something? Wait, my bedside table. I just got so lost. I got so confused what just happened. I was just trying to eat some bread. Okay. So. First of all, I got to figure out what my actual mission today is. I was supposed to put some thought into it. And instead, I just started the recording. And I forgot that I have not put thought into what our plan is today, other than the things that I wanted to talk about. Hey, that's a cute little cow. Hey, what up? Long face. I am loving this little thing that I picked up that like tells me just stats on everything. I got, what was it? Like armor from a fully kitted out zombie last episode. And there's just so many like superpowers. Now whenever I look at anything, it tells me stats about it. It's pretty sick. We should probably fix this bridge. I really think it's about time we fix this bridge because it is atrocious. And I think it could look so much nicer. We could line it up a little bit more. The boats are constantly getting stuck when they're trying to come through. Okay, so this, I think that's what we'll do. This is essentially a Let's Play series. I haven't abandoned it. I was sick last episode and it just didn't go the way I wanted it to. Wait, does the... I don't want to have to swim to catch it all. And I think the episode didn't go the way I wanted it to because I was sick. My brain wasn't working. I was making so many mistakes. It was just an absolute mess of an episode. And so I was like, I'm going to wait until I feel better. And you know, when I get sick, I don't know. I don't know if this is just like a me thing. It feels like it's a me thing. When I get sick, I'm sick for ages. It doesn't go away. It is still not completely away. And I got sick so long ago. In fact, when I recorded the last episode, that was already ages after I had paused because I was sick that whole time. And I thought I was better by then. But I wasn't. Anyway. My point is, my brain hasn't been in it, but I feel like I could be back. I feel like now is probably the time this axe is about to break. Now is the time to get stuck into it again, especially considering Let's Plays are dead. That's right. I feel like this whole series is just an opportunity for everybody to... Well, surely some qualified professional could watch this series and diagnose me officially with ADHD. because I'm almost certain. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to diagnose myself, but at the very least, I can highly relate to many ADHD things. And I feel like there's nothing better to prove that fact than this series, because I think because it's so, like, off script, that it just... I can just say whatever I want. And then because, you know, a lot of my other YouTube videos in the past have been, like, live streams and everything, I guess I can, when there's the live audience watching, I kind of have to, like, keep my thoughts on track. That's a silly way of doing it. I kind of have to, actually, yeah. I kind of have to keep my thoughts on track, whereas when I'm not live, and I'm playing a game and trying to talk at the same time, you just get stream of consciousness. Whatever my brain, whatever I'm thinking about. And gosh, I know I'm so quirky. Oh, ADHD brain. It makes me so unique. You don't even know. I'm the only one who's like this. I don't even know what I'm saying. All right. Let's Plays are dead, and I've been watching videos about it. And I guess people are blaming a few different things. But I also watched, what's his name? Mambo Jumbo? Mambo Jambo? Mamba Jamba? Mamba Jamba Juicer. Did a video on it too. And he kind of like, he came at it from the other perspective of like blaming the algorithm. Sorry, if you haven't seen the video I actually am referencing, Game Theory did a video about it. People are talking about it. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the chitter chatter, but people have been talking about the fact that, well, I guess the discussion piece, are Let's Plays dead? I should have started with the context rather than just going straight into talking about it. And then a million other things along the way. What am I trying to get at? I think that, yes, it is an algorithm thing, but I feel like that's probably a gross oversimplification. I think that, do you know, like in content creator circles, you hear the line of thought a lot that whenever people say algorithm, replace it with audience. And I guess that's for a few different reasons. One, it's like, it's more actionable. It's like, okay, when you blame the algorithm, you kind of shake your fist up in the sky. You go, the algorithm, because it's like cursing the gods rather than, I guess, taking some responsibility. I'm not saying anyone who is blaming the algorithm is not taking responsibility. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just blabbering. Jeez, that looks ugly. I need to fill that water in. But it raises an interesting question. If you do replace algorithm with audience, I kind of want it to be like a big ol' arch, an arc. I want it to maybe arc all the way up, all the way to the other side, probably. Like I want it to be quite tall. And then you walk up over it that way to the complete other side. It needs to be tall so that the boats, those darn boats can get through, because they're always getting stuck. And then they start shooting cannonballs at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll take the dang bridge down. So, back to the discussion. If we were to replace algorithm, now, okay, all right, let me like break it down a little bit. People are saying that the algorithm favors more like sensationalist content, spectacle content, like bigger and better. Things need to be good, not just number 6. Like everything needs to be new and exciting. And, you know, episode 85 of your Minecraft series is just potentially not what the algorithm is looking for. Maybe that's like a really, like, simplified version of what would be going on. I think I need a lot more stairs. I got a lot of blocks. I guess I just got those blocks. A classic jammer. But if we were to replace algorithm with audience and just say, oh, it's audiences, does that mean it's audiences' viewing habits and whatnot? Does that mean we're saying that, like, Let's Plays, like, aren't interesting to people anymore? And, like, maybe. It might be part of that. That might be partly what's going on. Alright, I should go to sleep. But then we would be saying that, like, in the past however many years, back from when Let's Plays were really popular, then now, I guess the point you're making there is that there's no audience for Let's Plays anymore. They used to be a thing, and now they are simply not. What, because of viewer habits? Or is it actually an algorithm problem? Is it just, well, the algorithm doesn't serve up Let's Play content? I think it could be a little bit of both. And I'm just thinking out loud here. I haven't come into this with, like, a speech prepared. I have been thinking about it a little bit. Does it need to be taller? How big are these boats? Ah, it needs to be taller. I was getting ahead of myself. So, I guess... Ah! What the heck? Joinen was slain by drowned? No, I wasn't. I touched the water. What was that? What was that? I didn't die by drowned. You get lost, you absolute turd. I need to get them from afar. I need a bow and arrow, and I need to deal with these loiterers. They've been there for so long. Like, I feel like since I moved in, they have been... Oh, well, that's a busted bow. They've just been loitering there, causing problems for me. They need to go. Alright, let's just do it with a sword. Let's not be cowards. Let's get in there and show them how it's done. You stop. That was not hard. That was not hard at all. Still annoyed by died by drowned. I did not die by drowned. That's a lot of fish. Have I created like a fish trap here where all the fish just get caught in this little... That could be useful. That could be useful. I might save that in my back pocket for later. Where was I with what I was talking about? Also, gotta get my kit back on. Engineer helmet. Dude, this stuff is sick. I'm very... Sprinter leggings. Wait, does that mean I can... Does that mean I can... Like, because I didn't even really know what it is I got. Magnet chest plate. So cool. Jumping boots. So... What does it all do? So, like, can I... What the... What's that? What makes it a jumping boot? Oh! Hold on. Is it like every... Holy moly. Look at me go. Can I like... How do I... Oh, whatever. Do I just keep going higher like a trampoline? Or is that about as high as I go? Am I using up my boots by doing that? Did I just get fall damage from my jumping boots? That's crazy. Sprinter leggings. So now when I sprint, am I sprinting faster or does it just not use... Does it use up the leggings instead? I don't know. Who knows? I've got them though. And I sprint anyway, so... Alright, let's look at the facts. Let's Plays used to be popular. They were like one of the most popular things on YouTube. Now they are not. You could, I mean, we could look at it like it's, like maybe, the argument could be that back in the day, if there was only 3 cars you could buy, one was extremely slow. Well, one was like very slow. And one was just slow. Then people and the slow one, you know, that's like the real popular one at the time, and everyone's going, you got to get the slow one, man. It's so fast. This is such a good analogy. You got to get the slow car, man. It's so much faster than the other cars. It's really, and everyone's raving about it. It's like, oh, it's the best car I've ever seen. It goes so fast because it's faster than all the other cars. Fast forward however many years, and now there's actual fast cars out, and no one wants to buy slow car anymore because now fast cars exist. I don't know if this analogy works, but maybe it's like that. And now, you know, YouTube is like fast car. Like now we got McLarens and stuff, whereas before we just had, you know, old bombs. And in other words, people know how to make more attention-grabbing content now. So naturally, the viewers are going to watch the stuff that grabs their attention more. There certainly could be a little bit of that. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if that was the explanation. It's a bit upsetting. Because it's like weird to comprehend. It's like, but it used to be entertaining. Is it not entertaining anymore? But then I guess the argument is, well, maybe there's just better entertainment. Or maybe the argument is like, okay, it's like Let's Plays are like black and white movies. And, you know, that used to just be movies. And now those movies still exist. Does that mean black and white movies are less entertaining? Well, maybe as a whole, like people's reception to them might have changed, because maybe that's actually very similar to the car argument. Actually, maybe a better analogy is like, maybe it's like fashion, because then we're removing like this weird debate that we have to have about whether more attention-grabbing content is better content or not. If we don't want to talk about whether it's better or not, we could say it's like a fashion choice. Is that high enough? Oh my gosh. No, just okay. Yes, I think that's high enough. So like, you know, in the 70s, everybody wore 70s fashion. And then at some point that went out of fashion and people stopped wearing 70s fashion. It was really popular. It was all the rage. And then these days you're left with, I guess, three groups of people. People that don't wear 70s fashion. People that do because they used to and they never got into newer fashion. So that would be, you know, the millennials and such that, you know, used to watch Let's Plays and now just still do because they don't like the new fashion. They don't like the, you know, the new attention-grabbing meta of YouTube. And then you would have another category of people that are like younger, didn't grow up with that, like weren't there in its heyday, but can like see the appeal. And they're like, well, I like it. And maybe it's because, you know, they want to be a little bit hipster, a little bit different. Or maybe there is maybe it's like recontextualized and the appeal is different now, which is actually what I believe to be true. I would think, just like what makes sense to me is that the main appeal of Let's Play content, like, because I'm here recording this video, I'm doing a Let's Play. This is my, whatever it is, 12th episode or something. The main, I guess I put a little bit of thought into it. And I would think that the main appeal of Let's Play content in 2025 is because it almost serves as a relief from the other type of content that is so popular, which is in a way to kind of recontextualize its appeal. It's not appealing because it's the hit content. It's almost appealing because it isn't. It's like a reverse meta. People that watch Let's Plays these days, I think, want to watch Let's Plays because they want to break from all the other stuff. Regardless of what that reason is. Maybe it's the high energy editing, or maybe it's, you know, you could say because it reminds them of simpler times in their life, or whatever it is. Regardless, it serves as some sort of relief from what actually is popular. But I don't know if that answers the question as to whether it's dead. I don't know how to build down. I think I just have to kind of start from down there. I suppose it depends on your definition of dead. Does dead mean like not viable? Or does dead mean no longer the king? Because like, obviously it's no longer the king and it hasn't been for ages. I feel like the discussion is about whether it's viable anymore. I think that a lot of big creators will talk about, you know, YouTube meta and all this kind of stuff. What is viable? Like, there's a lot of talk about what you must do for the algorithm and all this kind of stuff. But I also think when you're talking about big creators, you're also like, you're talking about what is viable at the very top of the game. And so I think the most important thing is that like you get a lot of whoa, was that 2 blocks? Okay. You get a lot of like newer creators, or maybe people that haven't even started making videos yet. I think I want this to be 4 wide. 2 is just strange. It's so strange. I think it needs to be wider. You get a lot of like new creators or creators that haven't even started yet, and they get like disheartened or like disillusioned because you get these top creators talking about what is and isn't viable. And it's like, oh, you need to be, you know, large spectacle. You need to be Mr. Beast and like have unlimited money and all this kind of stuff to make, good videos. Do I have more wood than that? Or am I going to have to go... Might do my least favorite thing, which is chopping trees down. It is the bane of my existence. The bane of my Minecraft existence. Alright, I'll use these up. Yeah, they get a bit like disillusioned. And I fear that many people feel like they shouldn't even start YouTube because, you know, what's the point? If you can't be Mr. Beast, I can't compete on that level. And, you know, to be fair, I don't think the big creators are saying that. Obviously, it is a message that it can come across that way. But I don't think that's what big creators are actually saying. I think big creators would say something like, no, you need to find what, you know, your own voice, and you need to find what makes you unique, but you still need to play the YouTube game, and you need to kind of do it within the confines of like what YouTube wants. That doesn't have to mean, you know, huge spectacle, really rich, big, expensive videos. But, and that is true, but it also depends what your goals are. And I would argue that all of the people at the very top either had goals to get to the very top or found themselves with goals to stay at the very top. Like, I don't know, maybe some portion of them got a little bit lucky. I'm not saying they all did, because you know, vast majority of them got there through skill. But some people might, you know, have some good big breaks. And if you have your big breaks, then you might start to like push the goalpost of what your goals are and be like, oh, look, I'm already here. Maybe I could become the next, you know, huge creator. I need to go get wood, don't I? I hate getting wood. I need an axe. But, oh, that's a lot of stairs. I should not have turned them all into stairs. Oh, okay. Well, actually, let's start with this. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just this tree, man. You know what? I'm just gonna let the tree be there anyway. I'm actually not gonna build around it. I think the tree has the right to stay there. No! There's nothing wrong with, like, trying to be the best. But I actually think that... Oh, that's interesting. Not what I wanted to do. It is interesting. I actually think that, like, what is the best thing to do on YouTube? As in, what will get you to be able to compete with the best? Why is this happening? Where is that? What is convincing it to do that? I just want a normal step, mate. Just be a regular step. All right, I'm gonna fix that later. My point is, first of all, there is a whole world of YouTube opportunity that exists long before you are one of the biggest creators. And big creators can get upset about the platform changes and you know, maybe algorithm changing over time. Again, I'm not saying any of the people talking about this are upset about it. I'm just saying I'm talking about this abstractly. I'm saying that as a viewer, you can often feel like when you're watching these videos that it's like, oh, what's even the point? Should I even bother? I wanted to make Let's Play videos on YouTube, but they're dead. They don't work anymore. The thing is, they don't work anymore the way they used to for the biggest creators on the platform. But you need to ask yourself, do you want to be the biggest creator on the platform? So, is the discussion even relevant to you? I guess it's interesting to talk about because, you know, a lot of us grew up watching these creators. And it's interesting to talk about, you know, what happened, the rise and fall of Let's Plays. But at the same time, we're talking about, like, the rise and fall in terms of the very, very top. What is possible at the very, very top of YouTube? And yeah, it's probably not Let's Plays. At least not in the way it used to be. I guess my point is, I don't think that you as a person, whoever you are, should be discouraged from making Let's Plays. Or I guess even me. I guess is my point. It's like, I knew going into this series that it was not going to be the most successful thing on YouTube. The question... But the point is, the question is not always that. The question is not always what will be the most successful thing on YouTube. It could be as simple as what do you want to do? But maybe it could be a little bit more complicated, and it could be what will work well enough for you for what you're looking for out of it. And for the record, I do think the algorithm thing that has changed, that absolutely is worth putting time and thought into, is titles and thumbnails. But we have known this forever. I think we've known this probably long before Let's Plays even fell out of fashion. At some point, Let's Plays had to start thinking about titles and thumbnails beyond Minecraft episode 36. You know, you do need to put more work into it than that. And granted, it is hard with a Let's Play. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. But I would say that is the extent of the game, the YouTube game, that you would have to play in order to make Let's Plays viable. As like just a dude, as like just a person, and not someone who, you know, is expecting to get tens of millions of views on your videos. So, like, a big part of that is, like, you want your titles and thumbnails to come from a place of, like, a content-first approach. Not content-first. It needs to be based in the idea. So, like, rather than recording an episode and then going, now how do I clickbait this? Maybe go into your episode with, you know, a plan. What are you going to do that episode? And I think it could be as simple as that. What are you going to do that episode? And then how are you going to sell doing that in the title and thumbnail? That doesn't make it not a Let's Play. You know what I mean? It depends on the game. You know, Minecraft, I guess, has infinite things you can do. But the point is, titles and thumbnails do matter, and they always will. And they have for a very, very long time now. But I don't think that it's like mutually exclusive. I don't think just because that is true that means Let's Plays can't work. I think the whole Let's Plays dying thing, I think is a different debate. It's so silent when there's no music. This looks odd. I'm trying to think. This farm is just so in the way. It actually doesn't look as odd from there. But maybe I can kind of like Maybe I need to kind of like smooth out the bottom a little bit. I do need like some sort of fencing or... I actually kind of like the blocks underneath, to be honest. They give it a very like actual built kind of vibe. Is that why... Stop it! Is that why there's always... I just realized what the problem is here. There's always zombies getting stuck here because they can't get out. The same reason all the fish get stuck there. Oh my god. Is because the water flows in and then they can't leave. So I need to like get my water bucket and actually... I think if I flatten that out with the water bucket, then I can solve my zombie crisis. Also, for what it's worth, in the game theory video, their conclusion was kind of like, Let's Plays now need to be those, like, you know, 200 people Minecraft stories and all that. And I don't actually think that conclusion is true. I think a lot of what they said is true, but I don't think it needs to be the whole, like, you know, civilization, whatever, big whole story. I think there is always still a market for more personal content that is maybe a little less, like, sensational. I think a good example is, like, in the weightlifting space, you've got people like Sam Sulek, who, like, no fancy thumbnails. What am I doing? Bucket. No fancy thumbnails, no fancy editing. It's just a guy going to the gym, being good at what he does, sort of thing. And like, people resonate with that because it's authentic and it's real. And that is not a given anymore. And so there's value in that. Where's my bucket? I do have a bucket. There it is. It's already got water in it. So you could apply that same line of thinking to Let's Plays. That, oh, we get to test. Go, be free, boatman. What are you doing? Just go. Whoa, just go. Go, boatman. Be free. Oh my gosh, I need to fill these in. Brother, is it? Huh? What's up, dude? Oh, I didn't mean to get in. Sorry. Not what I meant to do. Holy moly! Dude, you got a crocodile on your boat. That's freaky, dude. You're cool with that? You guys are chill? I didn't know you guys were chill like that. I'm not no! Crocodile! Holy moly, that was close. Is it a crocodile or an alligator? I'm just Australian, so everything's a crocodile. It's never an alligator. But that is spooky, dude. Do you guys want to move along? I was trying to do business here. Man. This is so annoying. This dang crocodile and this boat. I came here to solve this problem. Trying to fix the waterways. Is it working? Man, I feel like I'm just making it worse. What a scenario, man. What a situ. You're never leaving now. I built this bridge up to try to fix the boat problem, not make it worse. Now they're just stuck there. What if I make it a waterfall bridge? Waterfall bridge! Let's go! Waterfall bridge. Genius. This is gonna be tedious AF because I'm gonna have to get one bucket at a time. Guess I could do it from up here. So the idea is to then... Hey! Oh, this is gonna be sick. Can I just take it straight from... Nah, I can't. How close do I need to be? So my point is, if you are getting into weightlifting and bodybuilding and stuff, it's a super competitive space, and there's so many content creators that are making like super high level stuff. You know, you compare a Jeff Nippard video to a Sam Sulek video, and you realize that there has to be a market for more personal stuff. It's not always about like pure like value in that way. There can be there's room to just be a chill guy. And actually do pretty well. Like, not just okay, but do pretty well. Like, the views aren't comparable for the most part, but like, that's my point, is that it only really matters if you want to be at the very, very top. Now, I do think that a lot of people overlook the fact that Sam Sulek is absolutely jacked, and that has to play into his title and thumbnailing. Like, a lot of people use him as an example of like not needing to put that much effort into your thumbnails, but it's like, look at thumbnails. You can't do that. You can't do thumbnails like that because you don't look like that. So you still need some sort of like, I'm saying, titles and thumbnails still matter. Or like thumbnails, I don't know, whatever. Your packaging, it still matters. But the content itself can be chill, man. It doesn't have to be insane. Figure out an angle. You guys are still there? Far out. I guess maybe I'll start with this one. Maybe I'll drown them out. I wonder if that's actually gonna fix it. Are they getting rained on now? Is that a creeper? Oh no, that was grass. They are getting rained on. Huh? He's like, what the heck? And waterfall bridge is such a sick idea, and then the boats can still pass through, but they get rained on, yeah, it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. And then I could put torches in the middle, so that it kind of like lights up. All that is to say, my opinion is, I think that, sure, if you want to call Let's Plays dead, you could call them dead in the sense of, like, in two different ways. One, you know, Phasmophobia episode 6, you know, title, with the thumbnail just being some screenshot from the episode. Yeah, that might be dead. And two, the very, very top creators of the platform aren't just doing Let's Plays. They might be, but not just doing Let's Plays, and not necessarily in that traditional sense. But beyond that, I wouldn't say it's dead, because I don't think really any market on YouTube is dead in that way. Oh, that looks sick. Look at that. That looks awesome. I might get it coming down the stairs now, down the sides. See what that looks like. No! That was a mistake. Is that gonna... What? I guess I can move it. Reposition my... What the... Give me my... Okay, there we go. What the heck, man? What the heck? I think if you're going to reduce the thing down to it's a format debate. You know, VODs, Twitch VODs of someone playing a game. That's not dead. That is a thing. Split that up into some episodes. Does that magically then not work? Is that... Or because it's a VOD, because it's a Twitch VOD, does that make it not... This is so annoying. Because, like, it wasn't like this, so that I got rid of the water, and then it's still... Do I have to, like, redo the wood? What the heck, man? How is this water just floating? Do I have to get that water? That water doesn't even exist. It doesn't even... Like, where... I can't... I'm trying to click it. I'm trying to collect it. It just... The source is, like, all the way over there. Have I permanently stuffed it? Is there water now coming from here forever? No! It was going so well. Why won't it go away? You know, when it comes down to it, is a Twitch VOD of someone playing a game, is that not a Let's Play? Is it just because it's not called a Let's Play? Or is it because it was live? Because... does it... You know, if there's no Twitch chat and it wasn't live, does that fundamentally change it from a VOD to a Let's Play? And is there realistically... Like, if we're talking about the algorithm, does the algorithm care if there was a Twitch chat on the screen? I don't think so. So the algorithm doesn't care. This is a disaster. What do I do about this? I'm gonna finish off the other side and then come back to that. In other news, speaking of games, I don't know if you guys heard the news. I am making my own game. And I don't know if you saw the video. I recently tried my hand at pixel art. And I would say, because I attempted to learn pixel art in 4 days. I would say I succeeded. And the comments have been pretty positive. They're like, people have been very positive about what I've managed to achieve. Which is very encouraging, especially because it was actually part of one of the aspects of like game development that I was actually kind of nervous for. Because I wasn't sure if I would be able to achieve something I was very happy with, or achieve something that I would consider to be good enough for my game. Because the whole point is like, I'm new to game dev in general. But you can kind of like solve for problems. You know, if it comes to like coding your game, you know what the problem is, and then you can objectively figure out whether you solved it. You know what I mean? It's like, I need a health bar. There's an end goal there. It's like, did you end up coding a health bar or did you not? And then you can keep working until you do. I think that's part of why I have like faith in myself to make it work, is because you can kind of just keep going until it does. Art, I think it's not that I didn't think I could do the art. It's more that like, it's a little bit more, you know, it's not so black and white. You don't just like, it's not like you can either do art or you can't. You might be able to do it, but it's just sort of okay. Or like, yeah, it looks like the thing, but it doesn't have much, you know, visual appeal beyond that. And so it's a little bit nerve-wracking, especially because then it can just take, you know, literally forever. Or maybe you might never get good enough. Whereas coding, or like game development in general, I don't really see it like that. I see it as like specific like puzzles to solve. And, you know, with enough time and effort and, I don't know, banging your head against a wall, maybe you can solve that puzzle. I suppose in a way art might actually be like that. But it just doesn't feel like that. But in the end, I actually really surprised myself with what I was able to achieve with my pixel art. I actually like wouldn't have believed it. Like if I could have like seen the future and then seen what I managed to make on day 4, I would have been like, surely not. Or like, I guess if I saw it, I would have thought that I like cheated somehow. It is night. It was getting dark. It's dusk. What, I'm not allowed to go to sleep at dusk? Brother. You know, in Australia, it's like in the middle of summer. The sun, it only goes down at like 9:30 p.m. And that's Australia. Like if you live in Finland or something like that. But I'll tell you what, I've been going to sleep so early recently. And sometimes I'm in bed and the sun is still up for hours. Yeah, right. That's what I was saying about the art. I feel like if I saw it, I would have been like, okay, but like, did you trace it or something? You know what I mean? Like it feels like, I guess that's why I'm actually surprised is what I'm saying. Like I'm surprised because I thought I would have like, because in the end, I don't even think tracing would be a problem. You know what I mean? Like if I couldn't make the art good enough that I was happy with, in theory, just for a game asset, there's not really any problem. If I found a reference image, imagine I even take my own reference images and then load them up in, you know, Photoshop or whatever program it is, and then sort of just like trace around it and make your pixel art based on that. Sure, it's not going to be perfect pixel art, but you're going to have a representation. Maybe it might be better than what you would manage to do without it. I don't actually see a problem with that. It's not what I ended up doing, and like, it's kind of cool that now I have the confidence to feel like I don't even need to do that. But my point is, if I would have seen it... So what I should have done was... Yeah, that's what I should have done. Blocks. And then got it to come off the blocks. Man. Of course I'm out of wood. I'm always out of wood. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy that I don't have to, like, do tricks, is what I'm saying, in order to get the art that I'm looking for. I mean, I still have reference images, but I don't think, like, I would not be able to do it without reference images, but I think at that point, I think that's fair. I think you're allowed to have reference images when you do art. I'm so annoyed about that. Can someone in the comments please tell me what I'm supposed to do to fix that? Because I don't know. Do I need to like tear it down and then like build it up as a big cube of dirt or something and then break all the dirt down? All that is to say, if you have not seen my pixel art video, definitely go watch it. I'm very proud of it. I actually think it could be cool to like use some of these Minecraft episodes, or some of the time in these Minecraft episodes, to talk a little bit about where my head's at with the game. Because obviously, if I'm gonna make like real big videos about it, they need to be on topic. You know, like when I make the pixel art video, the video should be mainly about pixel art. But that doesn't mean that I'm not putting thought into other aspects of the game. I want it like that. So that's sick with the straight wall. Looks awesome. This part juts out a little bit, and that annoys me. And I don't know. I think that was the part I just did. It's... Man, water is so weird. Water is so weird. Why does it go like that? I just shouldn't have even bothered with the parts with the stairs. I just shouldn't have done the stairs. I might not do the stairs on this side just in case there's no good way to do it. Although that looks awkward. Maybe I should have done the... Oh, I know what I should have done. I should have done water, like, coming from... like, underneath. Is the crocodile still there? Doesn't look like it. What if I go... Yeah, it's probably closer to how I should have done it. I don't know if it's perfect, but... Is that a seagull? Hey, there's a seagull! That's cute! Hey! Hello, buddy!
that guy got a gold helmet? So on that note, if you guys have any questions about the game, any specific questions about the game, there's definitely not a gold helmet there. Is it you? Not gold. Then I could answer your questions about my game. Population buzzed. Oh, you. It was you. Straw Hat. Wait, that's sick though. I want the straw hat. I want to be Luffy. Dude. Whoa, why is there so many zombies? There's so many of them. I didn't get his straw hat, did I? That's a bummer. Alright, there are aspects of this bridge that are cool. I like, yeah, this side actually goes alright. The stairs part is confusing. And not exactly ideal. This part looks so lame. This part here, I feel like I need to build up the dirt to bring it all the way up to the edge so that it's not just like weakly weeping onto the sides. And this part I need some help with. Do you guys have any ideas on how to fix this up? Do I have to do my big... Because my idea is to just build a big dirt block to fill it out. And then shovel all the dirt away. Anyway, made some progress on the bridge. And then did practically just like a full podcast episode. About Let's Plays. Oh, there's that part too. It'd be kind of funny though if we like encase him. Like we get the water coming down and there's just like it's a traveling merchant stuck underneath the waterfall bridge permanently. All right. Thanks for watching another episode. I'm sorry this one took so long. But we're back. And let me guys know your thoughts on absolutely everything. I do read the comments on this channel. I really like your comments on this channel. I read the comments on my other channel as well. It's just it's so it's like we're a small little community, tightly knit, so it's fun reading the comments here. And plus you guys give me well-needed feedback on what I'm supposed to do. What the? Is that a boat? Is he climbing the bridge? Oh my gosh. That's a brand new problem. What the heck? That's him. He's sailing on my bridge. What? I feel sorry for people that clicked off the video because I was wrapping it up. Look at that. So I built a taller bridge so that the boats could fit under them. And the boats are just like, nah, I'll go over, thanks. I'll go over the bridge. Dude, it wasn't meant for you. Move along, move along. Shuffle along. Get on your way with your merchanting. No, shove, shove. Why, man, why is it so hard for me to stay on the bridge, but you just can't seem to get off it? Leave! Get off my bridge, dude. Thank you. Is he going? He's coming straight back up. That is not how waterfalls work, dude. Take a lesson in physics. Did you sneeze at me? Did you spit at me? I'll hurt you. I'll swing. That's what I'll do. All right, I'm out. Thank you for watching another episode of my dead Let's Play. Peace. That was a weird way to sign out.
Thank you for watching my video, but now that it's done, please watch another one.